Bridgerton dominated the month of June, and rightfully so. The show is not only one of the most successful Netflix series of all time, but also created some unique and unforgettable characters over just a few years. Besides, let's be honest, how many good romance-focused shows out there to count on? Well, not many, so it is not surprising to see the fantasy world that Bridgerton presents attracts so many people. It is the perfect show for escapism, and I don't think this will change anytime soon. That being said, I don't think I'm alone in thinking that the third season of the show was the worst one in the series so far. And there are a lot of reasons behind this, from lack of character development to nonsensical plot developments, as well as a bunch of unnecessary stories that steal the time from Penelope and Colin's love story. However, one thing that bugged me through and through is the way the show treated Cressida, a side character with initially a really interesting arc that is ruined by the showrunners. In the first 2 seasons, Cressida Cowper was nothing but an annoying mean girl for us, and part of me wishes that she remained that way. I wish she embraced the mean girl persona through and through, and never had a poorly constructed redemption arc in the first half of season 3. At least in that way, we would have got a character arc that makes sense. Don't get me wrong, at first in season 3, I got very excited for Cressida. Out of nowhere, we saw hope in her and her newly found friendship with Eloise. Suddenly she was a nice person, capable of holding a conversation that was focused on something other than men. Cressida became a fully fledged character in front of our eyes. We got a glimpse into her household, how she feels about her situation as an unmarried woman who has no other chance in life, and how unfair and cruel her parents are towards her. Turns out, Cressida was just a girl who wanted to be loved and find a good life for herself. However, since life did not give her a lot of chance to establish these dreams, she relies on her mean girl persona to stand out, as she did not know better. As she gets the respect and love of Eloise, we also give our respect and love to Cressida. We started to care about her and wish her to find a proper love for herself. Yes, Eloise replaced Penelope with Cressida, which was annoying and sad. But Cressida was not so bad after all. So, part of me even wished her to befriend Penelope at the end of the season, perhaps forming a triple friendship alongside Eloise. And oh boy, was I wrong! In part 2 of season 3, the entire arc of Cressida went downhill. At first, we saw that her parents, especially her father, were pushing her into an arranged marriage with an old man with seemingly no soul. Naturally, Cressida wanted a way out of this. So she went to her bestie, Eloise, to seek guidance and perhaps a ranting session just to relieve herself. And how did Eloise respond to her cry for help? Well, she ignored her. That's it. She just ignored her. Jesus, I still cannot believe how can someone be so oblivious and dismissive of her friend's despair, especially when that someone is Eloise, who is a self-acclaimed feminist seeking to change the world. What kind of feminism is this? How will Eloise be helpful to women's empowerment when she can't even pay attention to her friend in a terrible situation? Honestly, this made me think that Eloise just used Cressida to fill the void left by Penelope, and that's about it. She never cared about Cressida, she never really liked her. She never wanted to be a true friend to her. She just looked for a person to talk to in the absence of Penelope, and Cressida was the most convenient one. After all, she knew that Penelope hated Cressida. So, was there a better way to hurt Penelope by befriending her enemy? In seasons 1 or 2, I would have welcomed such a plot point more, thinking that Cressida deserves the worst. But after getting to know her, I see Eloise's actions as the reflection of pure cruelty and selfishness. Nothing else. And then, desperate to find a way out, Cressida had no chance but to impersonate Lady Whistledown. I mean, don't even get me started on how everyone reacted to her possibly being Lady Whistledown. Like, did she really deserve that much insult to her intelligence? Yes, she was never the best person in a room, but she was never presented as the most stupid one either. Where did this come from all of a sudden? How come everyone thinks she is too stupid to write a gossip column? How? The funny thing is, the person they insulted for being not smart enough pulled the smartest trick that no other opponents of Lady Whistledown have thought about before. She went from one printing house to another, and it took her a couple of hours to find out the real identity of Lady Whistledown. I mean, could the Queen not think of such a simple trick for the past 3 seasons? If it was this easy to find Lady Whistledown, how come no one could find it? Or is Cressida just a genius unlike everyone assumes? Make it make sense, people. At that point, I find it difficult to hate Cressida for threatening Penelope, to be honest. Like, what else she could do? Plus, her dialogue with Colin was amazing. As she said, he could not possibly understand why she does what she does as a man with a loving and supporting family. The part that hurt me the most was, however, the very ending of the show when Eloise and Penelope talk about Cressida. Eloise acknowledging that she befriended her just to hurt Penelope. She also dared to express that she could not believe she could be friends with such a person. What does this even mean? Did Cressida ignore her friends? Did Cressida threaten her best friend to reveal her biggest secret in life to the entire society? Did Cressida befriend a random girl just to take revenge on her former best friend? I doubt so, Eloise. Anyway, clearly I feel like Cressida did not deserve any of these. She deserved way better. And I don't understand how can the showrunners expect us to think that Eloise was the good party here. It doesn't make any sense in my mind. What do you think, though? Are you Team Eloise or Team Cressida? Do you think Cressida deserved all these? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.